Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. Today I have a nice little Artel W release that I've been meaning to get around to, and that is the Cyborg Brute 1.0, not the 2.0. There is a difference, believe it or not, besides the numbering. You see, the Cyborg Brutes, both models for that matter, I believe are actually pretty similar in terms of how the torsos go together. It's actually the lower half that's the big difference. The 1.0 actually has a little bit of rubble for him to stand on and actually has bipedal legs, whereas the 2.0 actually has a tank-treaded lower half. Let's see here. It's basically just a super powered up servitor. Various weapon attachments. Typical bolter, what looks like a melta or something with a little bit of flash there. Belt-fed ammo. One of his arms. Oh, looks like there's a flamer as well. Cool. So at least 3 options. And a grasping claw. I'm not sure where that's supposed to go. And then a teeny tiny little gun. And what looks to have 2 different heads. We have the typical servitor cyborg skull, or we have the more armored up version. I kind of like the armored up one more. Oh, do we have a third gun? Sure looks like it. Auto gun, maybe? So that is kind of nice. Obviously, he is supposed to be a stand-in for the combat servitors, I believe, for the Orlocks. At least until the Ogren servitor guys came out, and even then they're a little bit different. But I think that's pretty much what his intended purpose is. But I mean, obviously, if you're going to play anything that has servitors, you can never have enough, and especially ones with big guns. So I'm going to go try to figure out how to put this guy together, and we'll take a look and figure out which parts I am going to use. Alright, I got our Cyborg Brute all put together, and surprisingly, I did not use the fully enclosed head. I'm actually kind of shocked about that. I'm not sure what I was thinking. Seem to have gotten fluffy strings attached to it there. The joys of super gluing. And naturally, I could not stop myself from using the belt-fed ammo. I'm just a sucker for it. Whether or not I actually want him using a heavy bolter in game is entirely debatable. And you can see his little piece of tactical rubble there. So he's not the biggest model. Grabbing, for example, the Chemfist Brute from Artel as well. You can see he's substantially larger. And grabbing a Orlock Ganger, since that is who they're supposed to be working with, if you want to go by the new Necromunda rules. So you can see he's good sense of scale there compared to all of them. Not as big as like our Fire Dragon Lord or whatever they call him. I love this model. If you haven't seen this, this is also an Artel W model. And I really need to accent those gems better, but it's just a nice looking kit. Get it while you're looking at this guy. If you wanted to use Guard or Marines, I think these would make great combat servitors. And I mean, if you wanted to, you have plenty of options included there. So, no, it's a nice versatile kit, which I can say about almost every single Artel W, and especially with their Brute line, you have a lot of options. You know, like I showed off the Ogren Brute, I forget what they call him, and I don't know where I put him, otherwise he'd be in this video too. I can't seem to find him. I know he had like the fantasy football options, he had the Juggernaut helmet, which I used, he had the flamer pistol thingy, the brass knuckles, he had a whole bunch of different options, much like our friend here. Eventually, I believe I do have the other Brutes that Artel has put out. I will have to dig around, but hopefully we can get them finally on camera as well, and maybe we can get a nice little family portrait at some point. But, like I've said before, really nicely cast resin, lots of options available, however you want to build it out. It's going to scale well in terms of size with a lot of the other models out there. He's not going to look too big or too small. You can put him on a bigger base. I've got him on a 30 millimeter at the moment. I don't know if he could squeeze on a 25, but you can definitely put him on something bigger, obviously. And I mean, outside of using him in Necromunda, I'm sure you can get away with using him in a whole lot of 40k games. Probably put him to work in Stargrave when that comes out. I think there's just a lot of potential use for a model like this. So I'll put a link down below. If you've never checked out Artel W's selection, do give them a good look. They've got a lot of different interesting models out there. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.